I don't really know what to say about all that. Did we deserve to even get the penalties? I don't know. Um, Shocking, shocking. We had our 200 million pounds strike force out there, and we didn't do anything until Brian just kind of just placed the ball into the goal, and then McGuire with his late heroics to get us to 2-2. Could we have scored at the end? Sure. But it's bad when two of your three signings miss in a penalty shootout. Um, I didn't expect he was going to be the one that would miss it after he did the first one. Um, the fact is their goalkeeper is so small, and but if Cunha puts it anywhere else, we probably win that. But whatever, we didn't deserve to win it, and we just have to just deal with that. And it's going to be very difficult to be the coach of Manchester United now. The fact that we were so toothless for so long in that game, I think what happened is that Grimsby just got a little bit tired, even though they substituted a lot of players. I just think that they got tired there, and because they were going after that third goal, and they almost got it. Uh, the gulf in talent between these players, between Grimsby and us, didn't look that apparent to me tonight. All their penalties were, well, I couldn't say that. Onana got his hands on four of them and only saved one of them. So he's got to go. I mean, at this point, he's got to fucking go. I think Bondier is better in a penalty shootout if you're going to keep a goalkeeper like that. Or at least Heaton could have came on for that. Uh, he made his penalty, which is good. But when you spend 65 million pounds on a Ford and he basically does a shit penalty. Now, again, if the goalkeeper goes the other way, it looks good. But that's not even close to either side, right? And any good goalkeeper, if you go the right way, you're going to win that. Stop that there. Um, well, that just means there's more time to train on the field now, apparently. Just it's going to be us in the FA Cup, and the FA Cup's going to be the only thing we could possibly win this year. So I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know what Amarin's going to do. I don't know if he's just going to just destroy the team. We looked a lot better when Zerski came on, but again, we're chasing the game to get the goals, and they're defending. So you don't know that that's going to be something in the future. Uh, I just will say this: Ahmad was shit tonight, absolute shit the entire night. He gets the ball in the channels and he comes back. He doesn't pass the ball. He gets in the way of people in the first part of the game. He was in the middle of the field in the box, and he was in the way of other of our players. And we did that tonight anyway when we're trying to get the goal. You can understand that later in the game that kind of happens, but he was doing that all day, and his passing was shit. He didn't know what he was doing, and obviously he went off, and we played a hell of a lot better when he was off the fucking field. So this whole thing about maybe he shouldn't be in that position, but I think he played in the 10 today, or he might have been. He was going back and forth because he was in the middle of that field a lot today. He was shit, absolute shit. Probably the worst I've ever seen him play. Um, it was really down to losing the ball at the midfield that started to that first goal. Onana obviously can't get down to the ground and parry that ball out. So that should not have been a score. Then their second goal probably would have been is a handball, but it's not called. You can't take anything away. You can't take anything away from Grimsby. They deserve to win the game in the 90s. In the 90s, but we had our opportunities in the penalty shootout, and we didn't take it, and we deserved exactly what we got. Now everybody's going to talk about it's the formation, or the players are not good enough, or Amarin did something wrong. When you make so many stupid mistakes and your goalkeeper can't save easily um, shots, or doesn't clear his line, comes out with two hands trying to punch the ball out, and he misses it. And obviously the guy handled it, but there's no VAR. It didn't get ruled out, so it's 2-0, and that's all on him. And it's very difficult to come back. We should have scored 4 or 5 or 6 goals in that game. We had a lot of opportunities with players in a good position, and everybody decided to shoot the ball from 20 yards out. And that shit needs to fucking stop. Absolutely has to fucking stop. So many times guys are in good positions, and because the other guy 2 minutes before that shot from 20 yards out, they get the ball out there and they don't want to pass it back to that guy, so they also take shots. So there's no let me give you the ball and I'll get it back type of thing. So that needs to be changed, and it's been a problem on this team for a long fucking time. 1 out of 100 times it goes in, and we think it's the greatest thing of all time. In fact, our first goal was like that. It was kind of almost like he shocked him by shooting. But again, their goalkeeper wasn't that good, and he didn't save anybody except one in the entire thing, and that was basically hit to him. If we just keep it a little bit further away from him, I don't think that never would have happened. But again, that's going to happen in a penalty shootout. It wouldn't matter if we'd have won the game on penalty shootout. The Inquisition is still going to be on Manchester United for taking it go into this. All right. Clearly, I think if we went to extra time, we probably would have got another goal, but we don't know. Who knows? They tried, they gave effort, didn't do it early in the game. They were apparently they thought this team was just going to roll over for them, I guess. But I've seen worse. I saw when MT Gons beat us. I've seen worse. All right, yeah, the first time we ever lost in a fourth division team, but we're not the first Premiership team that's lost to a team at that level, especially in this position. The issue, or in this cup, is that we had our full strike force on that field for almost 50 minutes, and we didn't really do anything till like the last 15 minutes of the game. That's more concerning to me. But I don't know. I just don't think that the experiment for Ahmad playing that position is going to work, and I don't think he's physical enough to play the 10 in Amron's system. Now he might be good at a normal, where he's a winger, and he doesn't really have a whole lot of defensive responsibilities. But the man does not fucking pass the ball. He's just like Garnacho, but Garnacho actually scores goals. He may miss goals, but he actually has more goals, probably per game than. Well, I don't know. It would be close. So it's just funny. I don't really care because I don't think we're going to win the League Cup anyway. There's a lot of good players, a lot of good teams out there. But again, it's just only thing we really get this year is the FA Cup, and try to get in the top 5 to get into the Champions League. They're going to have to show up Saturday morning, or here Saturday afternoon in Old Trafford. They're going to have to score some goals, or they're going to be booed off the pitch. And if it's 0-0 and we're getting outplayed by Burnley, we're going to see a lot of people start turning on the team and turning on Amarin. And again, it's not his fault. People want to say it's his fault. I know a lot of good guys, a lot of friends I have on Twitter that think it's time for him to get rid of him. When your goalkeeper can't do a normal save, or your quote unquote the guy that can really hold on to the ball well enough loses the ball in the midfield, and we have a guy from the youth team playing that position, and the guy goes past him and he shoots it right down where his feet is, and he can't get it out. Obviously, David De Gea would have just hit that with his foot, and it would be out. But he just tried to get down to it, and then the second goal that he doesn't hit the ball. Clearly, he's the reason why they lost the game today, and maybe the effort early in that game. We dominated the second half, but again, they always look like they have an opportunity to score on us. But that happens when they can just wait and just counterattack. I'm just laughing at it at this point. I would hope that the guys, especially Cunha and these guys that came here, and even Mbambo, I can't say the name. I just call him Brian because that they take this as a lesson and come out and score. Cunha that was probably his worst game he's played so far. He was getting in front of people when guys had the ball, and he tried to take it off them. I like the fact that he's that way in a way, but he has to also challenge that, or channel it. Um, they're going to have to. They need to win on Saturday, and they need to look good doing it because I think that their confidence is probably. I don't say it's shit, but I mean you can't blame really the back line at all. I mean, what else did they do other than that? I think maybe Onana had a save after that. I mean, we dominated the game, didn't really look like we were going to score, and then once we scored, we looked like we were going to score every time we went down there. Um, I mean, we had guys that were well over 6'3". We had 5 or 6 of them, and they couldn't deal with that. And if we had a couple more corners, I think we would have got a goal, and we should have scored at the end. Sesko should have scored. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if Delic took it off his foot. You know, Delic was in areas that he probably wouldn't be, but we're trying to get the goal there. Um, I thought Heaven was bad today too. Um, Made a lot of, but again, he hasn't played much. And the same thing you could say about Manu. I thought he was bad too, but this is the first game he's played. He played better later in this game. He did, but he lost a lot of passes. He just didn't look good. So let me go through the ratings, and we'll get out of here and just turn that away. We probably not going to win the League Cup anyway. We just have to focus on the league and the FA Cup, and just not be stupid all the time online saying that we got to get rid of everybody. There are good players there. It's just that they have to just do what they're supposed to do. But I love to see what I see there today. We saw a team from the fourth division, mostly not all African. They had a couple, I think actually English black people, not Africans. Okay, they might have lineage back to that, but I think guys that have been here for a while, families been here for years and years, whatever, and white guys that dominated us for a lot in that game. And like I said, the athletic ability wasn't different. So it wasn't like, they went right past us. Now again, sometimes there are players that I think Heaven was very heavy-footed today. And of course, Maguire can get beat that way as well. But let me go through them real quick. Onana has to be a 2. I'm not going to give him a 1, but he's about as close as you ever get to a 1. He is the reason why we lost the game. It's unfortunate for him. He did make a save in the penalty shootout. He should have 2 or 3 more. He did make his penalty. So that's why he has a 2. If he didn't do that, or he didn't do anything in the penalty shootout, I'd give him a 1. Delic, Maguire was fine. Who came in for, no. Yeah, but Maguire was in there the entire game. He was fine. Heaven, probably a 4. Delo, a 5. Who's on the other side? Oh, with Delo. Ahmad, a 4. Manu, a 5. Probably could have been a 4, but I think he got better in the game going on. Who else was up there? Cunha, probably a 5. Sesko, a 5. Who else was up there with him? Who was the number 10? Was it Bayern? No, we didn't have the entire strike force on there. Who played in the 10? Did we? I don't know. I don't remember. The substitutes, Bruno, nothing. He didn't do anything the entire game. He tried to do some corner or passes and stuff. Missed the ball many times. Not good. 5. And Bumbo, a 6.5. He might have been the best player we had. On the offensive side, the defense was fine the entire game, except for the goalkeeper. Xerxes looked really good. 6.5. If he'd been there a lot longer, who knows? I mean, he's very. You can't get the ball off of him. Said Delict and everything, right? Okay. Delict came on. He played well. 6. I think the rest of the players that came on, Mount at 6, they all played okay. But we deserved for losing. We deserved to lose that game. It could have been 3-0 in the first half. It could have been 3-0 later in the game. They definitely we tried to go up a little bit, and they just went over the top of us like we do other teams. That's how you beat the bigger teams, right? You try to defend and you go over the top. But losing early in that game, losing that ball like that, Ahmad doing some stupid shit in the middle of the field, loses the ball. Ugarte, people think he played poorly. I just, I think that maybe he's not going to be around for a while. I know if he's lost his confidence, but again, he wasn't really playing for PSG when we bought him. So I know it is what it is at this point. I don't think Mano's going anywhere. I think I saw a little bit more out of him later in the game. He does need, if he's going to be in the midfield, he needs somebody else that's going to go after the ball and do stuff. But early in the game, he was just missing a lot of wide open. I forgot about Durgo. Durgo played okay. He was trying to do shit. Many times the ball was passed to him and it was nowhere around him. And, there was a lot of frustration there. But I don't, at this point, it's laughable. So just let me know what you think in the comments. We might be the worst team in the history of Manchester United. But we'll see. Hopefully we beat Burnley. If we don't, shit might happen. Bye.